Hi guys, welcome to my channel again. This is a Harley Davidson. It's a Super Glide, Dyna Super Glide, 2008 model. And the problem that I've had with this bike is the brake lights don't come on when I apply brakes. When I push the rear brake over here, the brake lights don't come on. So if you follow this over here, this lever, it'll take you back to where the actual down there. That's where the brake master cylinder is that houses your brake fluid. And there's a plunger that goes in there. When you push your brakes, that plunger goes in, creates a high pressure. That pressure pushes through on that line there. That line comes up here and it pushes pressure onto your brake pads. The brake pads that sit inside here get squeezed by the pressure onto the disc, and that's how your brakes work. This over here is your bleed, the little bleed nut. So you take this off. I'll take it off just now. You take it off to bleed the system so that there's no air inside there. You just need pure brake fluid, and you need brake fluid that is not contaminated with air. So you will always come across that they recommend that you, every time you put brake fluid in, buy a new bottle of brake fluid that hasn't been opened and that hasn't got any contamination in. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to go down and find the switch. The switch is actually on the line, on the pressure line, and we'll find it under here. You can see it over there. There's the switch over there. There's the switch, and that runs in here and it screws into this pressure line over here. So I'm going to remove that switch. I've already taken off the little electrical plug. I'm going to remove this switch, take it out, and then we can see what is wrong with it. I have loosened it already, and before I loosened it, I cleaned around the area. I took a rag and I've just cleaned around here so that there's no contamination. You can see on my finger it's very clean. There's no contamination that goes into the brake line system. So we just turn it out. Okay, it comes out, a little bit of brake fluid comes out, and what we're going to do is we're going to install a new one. You can see what actually happened here is I started the bike. I don't know if you can see, but one of the little pins broke off completely, and some of the brake fluid started leaking out into the switch. So when I started the bike, there was smoke. So the brake fluid was burning from the contact that was made between the the electrical. The brake fluid was burning and the bike was smoking. So I quickly switched it off. And then I went down and I found this, as this is. So here's the new one. I've already bought the new part. This is the new part from Harley Davidson. Now, I don't see any, and I'm not too sure if it requires, there's no washer on the actual piece. There's no washer, and it doesn't seem to go in that deep. So I'm assuming that it fits flush with that end piece. Anyway, we're going to put it in, and we're going to check. We'll check it afterwards, see if it leaks. If it leaks, I'll have to maybe put some thread tape on it. So let's turn this one in. It's a bit difficult turning when you got There we go. Turn this one in. There we go. It's turning in nicely, and then we're going to put on a, we're going to, I don't know if you can see, I hope it's turning it in, and then we're going to put on a 17 spanner to tighten it, just to give it a, tighten it up. There we go, it's getting a little bit firmer. Okay, that's getting nice and firm, nice and tight. Okay. There we go. Alright, we don't want to over tighten it. We don't want to over tighten her, so just tighten her till she's tight. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, you can see the new one in there, I'm going to take off the cap of the, so that I can feed some brake fluid into there, just replenish it with brake fluid. Then I will pump the brake and loosen this. When you pump the brake, loosen that, it should start pushing brake fluid out here. When you see all the bubbles are out, then you're good to go. When all the bubbles finish, you're good to go. So let's just put this on. Actually, let me grab my screwdriver. Okay, this one is too long. This one is just right. Okay, it's not too tight. So that's opening up nicely. Okay, I'm just gonna fast forward this. So okay, we're back now. I've taken off the little cap, and I haven't yet loosened the nut, but I'm going to loosen the nut, and I've got a pipe here just for the excess that comes out, just for that to run away. I've also got this over here so that I can put some brake fluid, some new brake fluid. Going to allow that. I'm going to fill this up. I'm going to fill it up, and then I'm going to start pumping it slowly with the brake pedal, and then I'll show you what happens when we pump. Okay, so let me fill this reservoir up, and then we carry on. This is also far more inviting when you, instead of working on a bike,